Brilliance Audio presents Hell's Princess, The Mystery of Belle Gunness, Butcher of Men, by Harold Schechter, performed by Malcolm Hillgardner.
Fairyland, as every child knows, is a terrifying place, populated by all manner of nightmarish beings. The snaggle-toothed witch, who lusts for the fattened flesh of little children, the bloodthirsty giant ready to roast any trespassing human on a spit, the smooth-talking wolf with a sweet tooth for tasty young girls. Of all the scary stories told about that realm of dark enchantment, however, none more closely resembles a modern-day horror movie than the tale of Bluebeard. Though scholars have identified variants of this folk tale in societies throughout the world, the version best known in our own culture was originally put into writing by French author Charles Perrault in his 1697 classic Mother Goose Tales, Contes de ma Mère Loire. Supposedly modeled on the infamous 15th-century sadist Gilles de Rais, Joan of Arc's one-time field marshal, accused of the torture-murder of countless peasant children, Perrault's Bluebeard is a high-born serial wife-slayer whose creepy castle contains a locked secret chamber in which he stores the dismembered body parts of his fatally curious brides. To test her obedience, each new wife is left alone with a complete set of keys and a warning not to enter the mysterious room. In every case but one, however, the temptation proves too strong. No sooner has her husband gone than she runs down to the forbidden chamber and, with trembling hand, unlocks the door. Ouvrit en tremblant la porte, as Perrault writes. Not many years before Perrault set down his harrowing tale of the grisly horrors hidden behind Bluebeard's door, one of his countrymen, the famed explorer René Robert Cavelier de La Salle, undertook an expedition around the Great Lakes. While passing through a stretch of present-day Indiana, then part of the Potawatomi Nation, he and his men followed an old Indian trail that cut through a dense hardwood forest before opening onto a rolling, tall-grass prairie. To La Salle and the early French fur traders who came after him, this opening became known as the door, la porte, in their language. For the next century and a half, the area remained devoid of white inhabitants. In all the West, prolific in beauty, there was not a lovelier region, writes an early historian, but it was in the sole possession of the red man, who roamed at will over the prairies and encamped in the groves, living on the game and fish which were abundant on the land and in the sparkling lakes. It wasn't until 1829 that the first white pioneers appeared, a widow named Miriam Benedict, her 7 grown children, and a son-in-law, Henley Clyburn. By the beginning of 1832, more than 100 other families had settled in the territory. In April of that year, the county of LaPorte, consisting of 462 square miles, was officially incorporated by an act of the state legislature. After casting his vote, one crusty old lawmaker demanded to know the meaning of the new county's outlandish name. Informed that it was French for the door, he indignantly proposed that the high-flown foreign word be replaced with something more suitably American. Happily, observes one chronicler, his advice was not followed, and the county received the beautiful name La Porte, instead of being forever known to the world as Gateville or Dorburg. Seeking a site to establish a county seat, a few enterprising settlers acquired a particularly choice tract of land, 450 acres in size, and adorned with a chain of small lakes, gem-like in their dazzling beauty. A courthouse and jail were promptly erected, and a government land office opened. Within a few years, the new county seat, also named LaPorte, had grown from a tiny village of scattered log buildings into a flourishing town with all the departments of human life which go to making a thriving community. Churches and schools, taverns and hotels, merchants and mechanics, doctors and lawyers, as well as 2 newspapers, one promoting the Whig Party, one the Democratic.